This was the first bamboo fly rod I ever made, and now that we're about a month into the Blue Wing Bamboo rod making channel, I thought it was time to start making a rod on the channel so that you all could see it. Maybe this is interesting to you because you want to learn to make a fly rod, or maybe you just are interested in the process of making a fly rod. Either way, it should be a lot of fun. Now, if it does interest you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification icon so you know when I upload these videos. So how's this going to work? Well, I'm not necessarily going to show you the best methods because those are all debated by rod makers anyway. There's a lot of ways to make fly rods. The other thing I'm going to do that's a little odd is not necessarily show you all of my methods. Not because I have secrets. The only secrets I tend to keep are those that are told to me in confidence by other rod makers. But because I want to make this the easiest barrier or lowest barrier to entry for people looking to make a fly rod. So, for example, at the end of the process, you varnish the fly rod somehow. You put some kind of finish on it. And I do like to use a dip method where you have a tank of varnish and you dip the rod in. However, there's a lot going on with this. You need the dipping apparatus, you need the space to have it, and the sealing clearance to do that. And the other thing is that it takes a lot of varnish to varnish a rod, and you waste a lot of varnish to do that. Another method to varnish a rod, though, is to use a brush. It can be harder to get a really good finish, but you can get a very nice finish. I've done this to a couple of rods, and you need very little varnish. You might need a little thinner appropriate for that varnish, and you need a brush, and you need some patience. But you need patience for this whole rod, so that shouldn't be a problem. So yeah, it keeps it cheaper, it keeps it simpler, and so those are the types of things I want to do. So it might not be how I build all my rods, but they will be methods that hopefully make it easier for you to build a rod. So that's the plan. I've already made a couple of videos about what to be thinking about and doing before you start working on a rod. And one of those was choosing a rod. So I have selected a taper. If you'd like to follow along and build the exact same thing, I've tried to select a taper that might be really nice to do that with. It's a 7.5-foot 4-weight rod, 2-piece. I'm going to build it with 2 tips. And it's a taper in Handcrafting Bamboo Fly Rods by Wayne Catnaugh. One of the reasons I've selected this taper, in addition to it just being a really nice rod to have for trout, is that if you are coming to bamboo as a bamboo newbie and you're coming from graphite, this rod is a pretty quick taper. So bamboo has a reputation for being a little bit slow. This rod is not slow. So it's a really nice rod in so many aspects. So that's what we're going to do. I'm really looking forward to doing this and doing it with you all. And so, yeah, I'll see you around the next bend. And until then, tight glue lines.